Hi guys, how's it going? Oh dear, I think I'm on. Okay, yeah, I'm on. So, kink and complications. Well, all sorts of complications come into life. When you first get started in kink, it's all very new, and a lot of people get into a bit of a frenzy, and they dabble for a bit, and then they jump right in, and then all of a sudden, that's like they're the best. It's everything. I've never experienced this in my life. I'm totally dedicated to this person, and the need to, or the want to actually keep that and have that can interfere with your life. And for a lot of your friends, they'll say, "Hey, you're going a bit too fast." Oh, okay. T. Hmm. And that's true. You can go a bit too fast. It's what they call frenzy. But other things can complicate life as well. Things such as being a shift worker, having kids, work stresses, current restrictions, and any other issues such as motivation, headspace, physicality. Because things like change in weather here means that some people might not feel up to scratch completely all the time with regards to kink and playing and at that time of the month. Have you eaten something bad? Things like that. It just could be a bad day for you mentally, physically, and emotionally. So, one of the things I guess I ask people, and they want my help or ask questions, is like, um, why did you come into kink in the first place? Have you always been curious? Have you dabbled a bit? And what stage of life are you in for kink? Some of them, some people, a lot of people come into it due to a massive change in their life, and it's very exciting finding a lot of people that kind of just get you. But you got to be a bit wary as well, because there's a lot of people that will say the same kind of thing all the time, and I struggle because there's quite a few that don't really, I guess, can put things in their own words. Like you will get a lot of people that go, yes, that word, those phrases just really suit me, and go, okay, that's cool. However, I've heard that from a number of different people saying exactly the same thing in exactly the same words, and to me, that's a bit of a red flag. Um, and a lot of people get annoyed when I keep questions. So, well, what does it mean to you? They go, oh, but trope. I'm like, that's nice, but have you actually sat down, got out a pen and paper, wrote down what it means to you in like specific instances? The feeling, not just a general, oh yes, I feel so safe, but kind of a, this particular incident happened and that sort of made me feel this and that. Like it's not all positive. There's always negatives to come with that feeling, because with the positives, there's usually a negative. Like they had a negative experience. So to say that, when I've previously done this, it made me feel unwanted, unloved. It made me feel like a freak, and then this happened, and well, it kind of validated me, but it made me realize that there are people like me in the world. Um, and notice I said like, not the same. It's kind of a big thing to think about. But other things like kids, depending on how old they are, um, is a big thing as well. If they're old enough to take care of themselves, you can go, hey kids, go stay at a friend's place for the night or the weekend, or parents need some parent time or alone time, all that sort of stuff. Um, if they're not old enough, it's a bit more difficult. And added the COVID restrictions, some kids can go to school, some kids can't go to school. Um, Whether you actually have things like shared custody and how well you get along with your ex and all that sort of stuff, a lot of that plays into it and can make things a little more complicated. But for me, I guess one of the things that usually can make your life a bit more complicated is yourself. The sub frenzy, the not being, can mean that you're not as grounded in what you're doing. You get the needs, I guess. You get the needs, you get the cravings, and it can be a hard thing. And the thing is, it doesn't just happen when you first come into kink for the first time or with your first relationship. There's something that a lot of people talk about in normal vanilla relationships. It's the honeymoon phase, the new relationship. And it's in honeymoon phase for me, I guess, can be any sort of new friendships that you have where you just have everything in common, and oh my god, everything's so perfect. Or it could just be something new that you've experienced in kink, and like, oh my god, it's the first time ever, and oh my god, how fantastic that is. Um, I guess for me, I'm a bit more wary about a lot of things, having kind of gotten the pole vault and jumped right into it. There's been quite a few things, so my first thing is just to question a few things and then get comfortable. But having said that, I'm not immediately going to take up things and say immediately, yes, that's a goer all the freaking time. I'll say, okay, that's good. I like that. Now, in this situation, in that situation, I may or may not be more acceptable, more receptive to it. And in other times, it'll be like a yeah, no, maybe, like, when I want this kind of feeling, or when I want this, this kind of headspace, that will work, or this won't work, or we need to add this or tweak that. You know, for me, it's more about building stone foundations rather than stick foundations, with regards to not just the relationships in kink, but holistically your life as a whole. If you're going to be bringing that in, it can be a pretty big thing. So yeah, um, I find patience is a key. Patience and research, actually. Patience and a lot of research, not only into your kink but into yourself as well, because things will change, and in different situations you'll feel differently about different things. So, generally, complications. What complications have you had that have intruded into your well, real life intrudes in general, but has intruded into your kink, particular play space, head space, session times, and all that? And how have you coped with it? What have you done? Have you put in other, I guess, procedures or go-to things for when things like that do happen? You know, I'm curious. I really am, and it'd be interesting to see what people have that have come in and interrupted and all that sort of stuff. It could be something small, could be something big, but something that maybe made it a little bit more difficult, or some challenges that you had, with dealing, with having a kink life and a normal life, or something like that. Anyway, gotta go, gotta get rearing and get busy. Catch you guys later. Bye.